Don't miss an episode. Subscribe to this show on whatever podcast player you prefer, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Hey, Freedom Seeker, have you been wondering if you can make money with online courses in this modern age? I know, we all wonder the same thing. Is it oversaturated? Is there too many people already doing it? Oh, I missed the mark back when COVID happened. Everybody was making money with online courses. I should have launched then. Hey, listen, don't beat yourself up too much, because I've got good news. You can make money with online courses moving forward in the next year, and I've got a fun, exciting free workshop for you coming up next Wednesday. So be sure to register using the link in the description right now. It is a free workshop. It's a chance for you to ask questions, hear what's relevant, and how you can make money with profitable online courses coming up this next year. So if you've been on the fence and you've been wondering about, should I launch? Or maybe you've launched and it's just not making you as much money as you want. In either case, come find out what is working and what is not working, and the step-by-step playbook you need to make a profitable online course in 2026. You can register right now at bizinaboxsolutions.com/courses. Hey, Freedom Seeker, welcome back to the Freedom Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host and business mentor, Lindsay Sutherland. Excited today to kick it off with a quick recap of what we went over this week. It has been a week filled with course creation content. From Monday, when we talked about if you can actually make money with online courses in 2025, 2026, then we got deep into really discovering some things before you build it. So for example, 3 ways to ensure your course idea is profitable before you build it. And also how you could start making money with your course before you build it. So isn't that fun? Go check those episodes out. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday, we talked about how to price your course without leaving money on the table. Really a good episode. I want to take this a little bit further, but I also want to hit on mindset, because Friday we like to dig into the mindset. I remember back when I started this podcast, it was called the Passive Income Examiner. Course creation was a big hot topic, and this was going back into 2020, 2021. What I couldn't have predicted at the time is how big course creation would have gotten over the next 3 to 5 years, especially with the COVID boom. Of course, nobody knew what was going to happen over COVID. I mean, it seemed like it was a big scary thing, but in the end, a lot of people made online courses and made a lot of money on them. What I see that's shifted though is this. There's this mindset of like, I'm going to build a bunch of passive income courses and make a bunch of money, like it's a transactional one-off situation. And I just think that's the wrong mindset to have. It's no longer about the hustle culture and just producing a course for the sake of producing a course. Granted, that can work for people, and I do see some people that it is working for, but this is going deeper. And you've been listening long enough to know I'm a deep thinker and a soul searcher. And I really don't think that is a fulfilling answer. That might be a temporary solution to a financial problem, but I would rather show you how to build a business around courses, or use courses to further the bottom line of a business you already have that's robbing you of time, and you want to try to find some more work-life balance. The point here is, if we treat this course thought and process as a business rather than just a transaction, an item I'm going to launch and make a bunch of money from, it's more sustainable, it's more fulfilling, and it is more effective for your finances as well as for your spirit. So what's the mindset shift here? One of the biggest reasons I changed the name of the podcast from the Passive Income Examiner to the Freedom Entrepreneur is because with the Passive Income Examiner, it is giving the wrong idea that, we can just make money and not work hard, and that we can just get rich and replace our income and quit. Now, granted, yes, you can, but does that happen in 90 days? No, not really. Not quickly. Passive income is not a quick road to cash. It is a long game. There is a lot of thought that needs to go into things. There is a lot of work, time, and sometimes money that needs to go into things before it starts paying you back. And what I was finding when I was the passive income examiner is people who were reaching out to me saying, hey, I'm getting ready to quit my job. What's the best thing I can do to replace my income in like 60 days? And I'm like, friend, that's not realistic. And I felt like I was misleading people. And of course, then my guests were awesome. Many of them were brilliant and had brought a lot of great knowledge to the show. But again, it was still that kind of misleading thing. Like we're not saying the reality here is taking us a year, 2, 3 years to build this empire of whatever it is that they were selling at the time. And it was giving people this false impression that they could just launch a membership or launch courses or, make a bunch of money on Pinterest or whatever, Amazon, so on and so on. The reason I want to talk about courses and why I'm so passionate about this right now is because, in my opinion, this is such a great way to take something a skill that you have, and turn it into a business. So, for example, yesterday, I was talking to a sweet soul. I won't say her name because she's not a client. We were just chatting. She is investigating this idea of building a course, and she currently has a W-2. She wants to eventually get out of that. She's just at a stage in her life where that she knows it's not an end game for her, and she's looking at courses as that potential. Here's what's interesting, though, is she was already taking a class on courses and course building, and I'm sure learning good things because I know the person putting the course on is brilliant at that. So I wasn't there to step on anybody's toes, but what I found was there was a gap in where she was at and where I could see she could go with it. Not that I am the expert on that in her life, but I certainly presented an option for her that she hadn't considered. And in a short 30-minute conversation, she experienced a paradigm shift. And I want to relay that with you because this is a thing where you might be stuck right now. And this is what she was doing. So in her day job, she is a lighting consultant. She works for a company that sells commercial lights. And as a lighting consultant, she's good at what she does and she's familiar with her products and she works for a company and everything's great. And this is the part that, she was like, okay, how could I turn this into a course? She had some other ideas on her mind, but she wasn't sure that what she had to offer as a lighting consultant was worthy of her expertise wasn't worthy of necessarily teaching it in a course that would generate income. And the reason she felt that way is because she said there's already a lot of other courses that are free in this space, but many of them were technical and very difficult to get through. She admitted, she said, if I wasn't in this space, I wouldn't want to watch those, which I thought was very insightful. And right there, it's interesting because I want to use the reason I'm using her as an example today, because in your life, you might be in a similar situation that you have a job or a past job where you have a skill and you know what you know, but you also know that industry and you're talking yourself out of being the voice, being a sharer in that space, because you're seeing like, well, they've already got it. So why does the world need me? And that is easy to do when we're in a silo of our own information. I've been there too. I mean, for years, I've taken training and certification on course building, but didn't think I was worthy of teaching it because, well, there's other people already doing it, the people I had learned from. So what does the world need me for? It is a very relevant conversation that you might be having right now. And that's why I want to share this. This is why it's on my heart to share this with you, because the fact of the matter is, and this is what I told my friend yesterday, I said, you know about these lighting courses, but the world doesn't know. I wouldn't have known. Moreover, you can create demand by taking further the conversation with the right audience. You see, those courses were designed for people who are salespeople for a lighting company so they could sell the product. They're very technical. They need to know the nuances and the ins and outs of that lighting structure and etc. But there's a whole window of opportunity for people who are not lighting consultants that run a business, like, for example, a landscaper or an outdoor design architect, somebody along those lines who would like to learn more about commercial lighting and creating an ambiance, or homeowners that want to do that for themselves, DIY projects. My point is to say that when we are stuck in our silo of information and we are in the bubble of our world, like in my case, I had taken courses on course building, therefore I assumed everybody knew about it, right? Then I find people who are like, no, I've never heard of that person. I didn't even know you knew how to do this. Why haven't you told me? Like, well, the reality is everybody, you have a gift to offer, and there is an audience for your gift. It doesn't matter that other people might be doing what you're doing. What matters is how are you going to position yourself in the market? How are you going to differentiate yourself from other people in the market space? And to that point, here's how I'm different than other course teachers is I value this deep one-on-one connection. I was just thinking about it today. It's like literally something that I've always been. I'm always like a one friend person. I'm not like the person that has a lot of group friends. I'm very loyal and I'm a very like relational person on a one-on-one basis. I thrive working with students in small settings and one-on-one settings. And that's what I'm going to do. And that's how I'm differentiating myself. Because look, people need that help when they're building a course creation, building out a course, because just like my friend yesterday, she was in a group program, she was in a high ticket program, but was lacking this like conversation that was going to lead her to that aha moment. And I realized the power in that, just in that conversation when I was talking to her. I'm like, that's what sets me apart. Therefore, my point to you, my friend, is this. Rather than making a course just about a transaction, I have a product and I'm selling it because you're seeking gain. How can you give? How can you build a brand, a business around it? Or what business or brand do you have that you can add a course to bless more people? Because your time is capped. I mean, at some point you can only do so much. So it's a balance. It's finding that balance. And think of your course building as a business rather than just a transactional, I'm going to have a course, I'm going to run ads, this is what's going to happen. What I want to say to you is you can build a course ladder. And I did talk about this a little bit. Like when you go back and listen to these episodes this week, we talk about how to price your course without leaving money on the table. That's the episode where I go more into how to build it a business, like as far as your pricing structure and building a course ladder. So it's like selling onto another product. So you're not just losing them after one transaction. All right. Not as deep of a mindset shift, I don't think this conversation was, but still really important. And my friends, I invite you to please connect with me. I would love to get to know how these episodes are impacting your life. By the way, a great way to connect with me is next Wednesday. I'm doing a free workshop. It's going to be a small workshop, and I'm embracing that. I love that because I want to hear your story. I want to hear where you're stuck in building a course, and I want to help you push through that. All right, so look for the link in the description. It'll have a link to register. It's next Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific. I do not really plan to have a replay, and the reason I'm doing that is because I really want people to show up live, and this is interactive. You're not going to get what you need out of this workshop by watching a replay, because what you really need is conversation. And that's what I'm here for. And that's what I'm going to help you with. Yes, I will be teaching the framework to a profitable course and the things that you need to think about as you're doing that. There will be a lesson for you to learn, but there's also going to be a chance for you to ask questions, come prepared with, hey, look, here's what's been on my mind. This is what I want to do. Am I on the right path? Okay, we're here for you. All right, my dear friends, thanks for tuning in today. Until next time, bye for now.